You know what? We're late. We're late today, but it's your fault, not mine. And I feel like you need to confess to the people of the world and tell them what the hell happened today that got us over here broadcasting at this advanced stage.
I was waiting for you to finish editing. Because you were editing.
You liar! All right, fine. He doesn't want to tell you.
No, I could tell them.
Can you tell them?
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like an eventful thing that took place.
Yeah.
Like, I've been waiting for it for a while.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I am, because you keep talking about it. And I wanted to see what transpired. I want to see that things have been resolved. You know, I crave resolution.
You do, yeah. And I can talk about it.
Go ahead. Let the people know what's going on, man. Why are we late?
So I've been waiting for a refrigerator for like a whole year. Ever since I moved, I ordered one, and then throughout COVID, I think it was still stuck in China somewhere, and you know, a lot of delays and stuff. And yeah, I decided no more. I ordered from another site.
Whoa.
And then it was supposed to come in 2-3 months, and it did.
Wow, I didn't know that twist in the storyline. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize you gave up on Fridge 1 and moved on to Fridge 2.
Yeah, because that company they weren't really nice about it. They didn't really give me updates, and they didn't really care. So I'm just...
About your year-long fridge escapade.
Yeah.
You almost waited for the fridge as long as you've been waiting for the Bronco.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which... A Bronco I can kind of wait for, but a fridge I feel like I gotta get one.
I've been using a mini fridge.
Yeah. So now you're a big fridge guy as of today.
Yeah. Big leagues. Yeah, they came over, and it was a whole ordeal because they had to take the old fridge out, and it was like the big fridges. It's like the double door 36-inch. And
easy.
And it was like, it was a whole thing. It was very dramatic. Like the two movers were thinking, disagreeing with each other, having a fight, saying that, we can move this. And then the other one's like, no, we can't because of these measurements and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had stairs going on.
Sometimes when you're moving something, it's so daunting that you would rather talk about how you're going to move it.
Yeah.
Because you're really dreading actually moving it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you need the preparation anyways.
Yes.
Now I see some people are asking about our title here today. They say, how did Twitter save my life? People they want to know. And, I thought about this title. We were just chatting about it. Twitter, I guess, as of today, has basically stated that they're going to do the edit button. The most anticipated Twitter move of all time, the edit button. And the way that it's going to save your life is because it's going to save you from getting canceled for slipping up. Mm-hmm. Because it was inevitable that without that edit button, you were going to leave something up. You're going to be like, I don't want to delete it completely. I don't know. Canceled. And
that's how I feel all the time.
Now you get to change reality. You get to go back in time and act like it never happened. You're like, what, this tweet? No. This is what it says. That was a typo. Now, I know the complication around the edit button. A lot of people, they were just thinking, just add the edit button already. Shut the hell up and add the edit button. Mm-hmm. This was a thing that Jack Dorsey was lamenting forever. Because he went on Rogan and he was like, you don't understand. I can't just do the edit button because then this is news and these are critical things that happen in a specific moment. And they were published, and the internet community should know when something happened. And if you just edit it and you don't tell people that it was edited, reality falls apart. It's like Inception. It starts folding in on itself. Mm-hmm. It's like, wait, did the person tweet that? I don't know. I'm looking at the tweet. The tweet says something else.
Yeah,
I can't remember. Dangerous. I can't remember what the tweet was. Now, you could delete tweets, but then in that case, you're like, I guess it got deleted, as opposed to reality shifting So he was talking about ways that you would see an entire history of the tweet. So you would be allowed to edit, but there would be, I guess, some sort of drop down, some sort of menu, some sort of button that you can press.
Time machine.
I gave a shout out to Tiberius over there. Yeah, some sort of drop down that would say, okay.
Here are the lists of changes at this time.
There you go, Willie Do. Like a software update or something. Now, that's going to be a little hectic to publish that every single time. But I guess they'll find an elegant way of doing it. It's a feature that Twitter users have been requesting for so long that it's become a meme. But now the mythical edit button is actually becoming a reality. Twitter has announced that it's working to allow users to edit their tweets after posting them. The idea is that you'll be able to fix any typos or errors in a tweet without sacrificing any replies, retweets, or likes it has already accrued. Twitter plans to begin testing the feature with, wait a second, Twitter Blue subscribers in the coming months. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o, spaghetti-o. They're like, here is the most requested, hotly anticipated feature of all time for Twitter Blue users, because we gotta make some money. Elon's like, hey, I just gave you $3 billion. I need that turnover. I need a couple bucks. Let's like amp up this Twitter Blue and give them something they actually want to pay for, like an edit button.
Did you think he has any influence on this?
Well, Twitter says that he didn't. They say now that everyone is asking, this is their tweet from Twitter comms, yes, we've been working on an edit feature since last year. No, we didn't get the idea from a poll. Winky face. In other words, don't you dare act like Elon is responsible for this. We were already doing it. I believe them. You know, it's been like it's just a thing that everybody wants. I believe them. I would say that the blue thing is going to piss people off because it's a type of feature where it's so functional and it changes the way the platform works in such a critical way that it seems like a really rude one to put behind the paywall. As far as the features go. But I don't know any other reason why you have the Twitter Blue. Didn't you pay for the Twitter Blue for like 5 minutes? And then you were like, what am I doing? You're like, I got to go order a Bronco right now. I need these funds.
It was the ability to undo a tweet.
Undo, which is kind of like delete.
Which is kind of like delete, now that I think about it.
It's not really as...
You can change your Twitter icon color.
Right. Go ahead.
On like iOS and Android.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It didn't really have enough in it to convince people at that price. Well, what is the price, by the way, to Twitter Blue? We should probably do an update on that right now.
I believe it's $2.99 US.
$2.99 USD, $3.49 Canadian, $4.49 Australian. Yeah. I don't think a lot of people were going for it. Hopefully, it's just a beta. Like the testing phase will be with Twitter Blue users, so they get the feature first.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. No. I hear you.
Okay.
And then it rolls out to absolutely everyone. But, I mean, obviously, there's a risk that it could be behind the paywall permanently. Let's see. Twitter's opinion on an edit button appears to have shifted after Parag Agrawal became CEO on April 1st, the annual day of corporate lies. Twitter's official account said it was working on an edit button, although it was taken as a joke at the time. Twitter product lead Michael Saman later pointed to the tweet as the company's official statement on the feature. That's the thing about the official news on April Fools that we've been talking about. Screws up everything. You're actually trying to say something serious. You're like, no, we're committed to this right now. And it just so happens to be April 1st. Everybody's like, sure, bud.
See, I feel like they have to deal with it then. Just do it a day later, a day before, April 1st. Because then you have to make a statement saying that this is not a joke.
I know. And then in the future, it was like the scenario we came up with in the past when we were like doing the proposal on the April 1st. For the rest of your life, you have to wonder if it's real or not.
The rest of your life.
Yeah, it's like this one where they could take the edit button away from you at any point and say April Fools. Because it was first announced on April Fools. April Fools. You're like, but I had the feature. Anyway, everybody wants the edit button. I don't know anybody's argument against the edit button at this point. Figure out a way to show the past history of a tweet that has been edited, and then everything is completely sorted out. Elon's happy. We're happy. Twitter Blue users, I don't know how happy they are.
Yeah.
Shout out to GT Sala. iPhone, AirPods, Apple Watch all dominate the teen technology market. Now, I know you're very familiar with the teen technology market, Will. So,
Am I?
well, yeah, because you got to keep tabs on. In order to know what the future holds, you got to see what the next generation is up to. Whether it's the top music videos of the day, who's winning the Grammys.
Who is it? Olivia Rodrigo?
Yeah, you got it right.
And BTS?
No, the BTS army was pissed. They were like, how dare you invite them there and they don't win the Grammy?
Oh.
Because they're serious, that group. You don't mess with them.
The army?
Oh, my God. You barely even say it. What you just said, you might become a target. No, I'm kidding. They're...
It's like Voldemort.
As long as we're BTS guys, which we are, we don't need to explain.
Yes.
I got the BTS meal, so don't come at me.
Yeah. You re-up for a year.
I would have, yeah, that got me a year. And how about this? I would have given BTS the Grammy as well. How about that?
Okay, good.
But anyway, so when it comes to technology, the teens love Apple. And I don't think that's going to be a surprise to you, Will. The teens love the ecosystem. The teens love the advertising. I don't have any teens, but I have kids. And you know, when the advertising comes on, they love the popping and snapping of the Apple stuff.
Yeah, their commercials are very poppy.
Chat. Come get a better life. Come get a better life.
The cha-chas.
Come get a better life. Yeah. Cha. And they license like some real snappy, poppy, Grammy stuff.
Better life.
Better life. Come get a better life. Save your life. Twitter Blue. $3 a month. Edit button. Delete. iPhone. Ecosystem. AirPods. Analyst firm Piper Sandler undertakes 2 surveys of U.S. teenagers per year, with the last one covering fall of 2021. Its newly released spring 2022 report shows Apple either broadly retaining its popularity with some devices or increasing it with others. According to Piper Sandler, 87% of the 7,100 teenagers surveyed across 44 U.S. states currently own an iPhone. 87%, Mr. Willie. Who? Hoo-ha! That's the same as the previous report, where Apple had managed to increase ownership from 86% in the one before. They go up 1 point at a time. And you know what happens to you if you show up to high school as a teenager with the wrong bubble color? You get kicked in the butt. They kick you square in the butt.
I thought it was something much worse, but
no, that's it.
I don't mind.
They're like, okay, you got a slight, that's it. Now we can move on. Now you're not casted out of all social events and so forth. Yeah. But anyway, the teens, they love the Apple. The teens, they love the ecosystem. And they love the AirPods. Well, and if you were wondering if it was wavering at all, it's actually increasing. In fall 2021, it's up to 88%. Or no, sorry, it peaked at 88, then it went to 87. And it's 86, 87, 88. It's in that range. That's how many. If the teens get a choice, almost 9 out of 10 teens walk in that store and they say, I'm going to need that iPhone.
Man, they're ballers then. That's a lot of money.
I mean, their parents are ballers.
Yeah, I guess so.
To be fair, the parents are ballers. But you know what this does for me, Will? It makes me super happy to use Android.
Yeah. Oh, man, Apple Watch too?
I ain't no teen. Look at me over here. This ain't no teen.
No.
But no, I like to be contrarian at times. The thing is, Apple's just hanging on to it. It's the aspirational brand. They're hanging on to it, and it's a whole. You talk about an ecosystem of products, you got to talk about an ecosystem of brand and branding, and they're smart about it, man. The tactics are sharp. The tactics are key. And other brands got work to do as far as remaining in the hearts and minds.
Yes. Absolutely.
As the brand people want to interact with.
The Apple Army.
Good luck. Yeah, it's BTS. Who wins? Apple fans or BTS Army? Who wins that? battle.
Oh man, that's really tough.
That is tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably a lot of crossover. I feel like there's probably a lot of BTS Army that might have iPhones as well.
Yeah.
So
A lot of cha-chas.
what do we got? We're going back and forth today. That's what we're doing. We're doing a ping pong episode.
I think we only have one Apple story.
No, I gave you more than that. I feel like you skipped my links.
Okay, I don't know which ones then.
Jack is with us today. What a pleasant surprise. Here he is walking through the frame. And are you being serious about breaking Final Cut or no?
It's got the wheel going.
Oh, you really broke it.
Burnt it out.
You save it?
Right. You were editing too fast.
Too many cuts.
You were flying. The old Jack was back. He was back in his prime shape. It was a 22-year-old Jack over there. You know how that happens from time to time in athletics, Will? It'll be a glimpse. You would be in the advanced stage of your career, and then it will be a glimpse of the prime time version of you.
Yeah.
You can't sustain it for very long, but just for that one moment.
So this wasn't his second wind? You think it's just going to disappear?
Oh, it's disappearing. Yeah, he can't keep up this pace. He can't. It's too much.
Okay, yeah.
He's run down. Anyway, okay. Russia is threatening Finland, apparently, according to this report, because of their intention to join NATO. This was a topic we've talked about, I believe, twice now, and it's a curious one. I'm curious about this one. You got Finland over there, big border with Russia. They've been neutral. A lot of neutral play from Finland. They say, hey, we got borders. We're going to stay. We're not taking sides. No missiles. No missiles, no sides. And then Ukraine stuff happens. Public opinion. They start talking NATO. And the public, whatever percentage it was almost as many as the teens with the iPhones. They say, this is more important than iPhones, and we like NATO right now. And then the leader in Finland says, I'm going to put it on the docket. The public is talking about it. We're going to seriously consider it. We're going to make a decision. NATO comes out and they say, we'd love to have you. They say,
Rolling out the red carpet?
open door policy.
Yeah.
They say, we're big on Finland. We're big on Helsinki. You didn't know I could do it like that. You didn't know I could. I would love to visit over there, actually.
Yeah, I think Maddie was there recently.
Is he
Is he
his
Finnish?
heritage, is it Finnish? It's over there.
I believe so.
He's over there. He's close by. And, they got the shared love of hockey as well.
Oh, really?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
They might be number 2, actually.
Oh,
Number 3, I should say.
okay.
You got Canada, as far as like NHL players, you got like Canada, the U.S. I think Finland might be, it's up there.
Russia?
Russia fell a little bit.
A little bit. Oh.
Yeah, they you're right. I think it was number 3 for a while. I think Finland might actually, or Sweden.
Sweden.
Either way, we're naming countries right now.
How can we forget Sweden?
We're naming countries right now. I mean, you can't forget Sweden. That's rude, Will.
Yeah.
But anyway, one day we're going to do a trip. It's going to be Finland. It's going to be Sweden. It's going to be Denmark. It's going to be Norway.
Yes.
I'm just naming places. Lovely places.
Copenhagen.
Well, Finland wants to keep being Finland, I guess, and they see the Ukraine thing and they start getting nervous, and anybody would get nervous. Bombs start going off, violence, footage, whatever, and you're like, oh, God, what a mess. And so they start chatting about this potential NATO thing, and now we have this new report, apparently a response from Russia, according to this. If this is Zabarov, who, scroll up a little bit, he's a Russian senator. The Russian Federation Council threatens that Finland's accession to NATO would make it a target for Russia's retaliatory measures. First reported by the Russian state news agency RIA Novosti, Finland's accession to NATO would make it a target for Russian retaliation, the senator said, amid the war in Ukraine. Finnish President Sauli Niinisto discussed with NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg the principles and procedures for admitting new members to the alliance. Now, it's important to note that, according to polls, This is not a thing that's even being driven by the president, but it's being driven by the public. And a president kind of has to work for the public to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. But now you have the threat. So does the public feel threatened by the threat? Because they're going to read this thing and they say, what, are the bombs coming right away? We join and invasion takes place or whatever. But then you have to think about it from a leverage perspective, and you do have to a certain extent, wonder if Russia's in a position to wage this dual thing. They got the Ukraine situation still ongoing, and then if Finland is like, hey, fast track us to NATO, and then what? The troops are over there as well. I don't know. It might be a bad look, Will. I'm just putting it out there.
And how fast would NATO forces join in the fight?
Well, NATO's NATO. I think you signed the document. Missiles are coming. Weapons are coming. Tanks, they're coming. Mm-hmm. So, anyway, we'll see.
It's a difficult decision.
Hugely
for
difficult.
Finland.
Hugely, you're getting squished. You're in between these. You're in the middle of this thing, and so we'll keep an eye on it. And we'll see what transpires. Mm-hmm. Police records show women are being stalked with Apple AirTags across the country. I told you there was another Apple story.
You're right.
You didn't believe me. Motherboard obtained reports of stalking, harassment, and abuse using AirTags targeting victims of intimate partner violence. We knew this. We know this. When it first happened, we assumed this would take place. Then we had the reports of the stolen vehicles. Then we had the reports of the Android app coming out for tracking the trackers if you're the one being tracked. And Apple kind of scrambling to figure out a way to solve some of these problems, or at least alleviate some of these problems. 1 year ago this month, Apple unveiled the AirTag, a shiny $50 size coin with a speaker, Bluetooth antenna, and battery inside, which helps users track their missing items. Lovely when you're using it the way you should be using it. But we have more police records now reviewed by Motherboard, that shows that these things are not being used the right way. This is records mentioning AirTags in an 8-month period from dozens of the country's largest police departments. Of the 150 total police reports mentioning AirTags, 50 of those cases are women calling the police because they started getting notifications that their whereabouts were being tracked by an AirTag they didn't own. 50 of the 150, you probably got 50 more that are stolen vehicles, and the 50 others might be false alarms. Of those, 25 could identify a man in their lives, ex-partners, husbands, bosses, who they strongly suspected planted the AirTags on their cars in order to follow and harass them. Those women reported that current and former intimate partners were the most likely people to harm women overall, using AirTags to stalk and harass them. No good. No good. The AirTag tracking, it's the bug from the movies, but for everyone, and accessible at every major city and every major Apple store and every major online shopping venue. It's just so easy and so accessible.
Mm-hmm. And we always read about these news stories, and they're always negative. There isn't like a good, positive story that comes out of an AirTag.
Wow. Well, I'm sure
just based on our experience.
I know. I'm sure you have the typical ones happening all the time, but it's like when you reported on the Tesla exploding in the garage. Mm-hmm. It's a high-profile company that makes an enormous, ungodly amount of money selling us things, and we assume that for the most part they work the way they're supposed to. And there's plenty of people who get their
find their keys,
get
find
their backpack,
their bike,
get their laptops, or like whatever, that it goes the way it's supposed to go. But that wouldn't make a news story, would it? And ultimately, Will, this is how it works in our brains. It's like these two events are not equivalent. So let's say one of these women has an AirTag experience where they recover a lost item. And they go, couple points for AirTag. But then they have a separate experience where they're actually being actively stalked by a person.
Yeah.
They don't, like, it's not equivalent. You're like, I'd rather lose the item that in the first place, as opposed to having this double-sided scenario. Now, at least in these reports, it looks like they were able to make the report because they got the notification that their whereabouts were being tracked. So that's Apple's system working the way that it's intended. But as we mentioned, if you don't have these iPhones, if you've got an Android device, or if you're not paying attention to these notifications, or if there's any kind of malfunction in the system, or if the speakers are disabled like those sellers on Etsy were doing, then those wouldn't become reports because people may have never known the ways in which they were being tracked. Either way, just be careful out there, folks. And to the dudes doing these things, put your AirTags away. Stop it.
Yeah.
Bad ideas. This is no good. No good strategy here. Good Lord. Like, stop being so, like, just.
I'm literally fucking shaking. Pull that shit up. Look what I just found on my car.
Yeah. There you go.
Tucked in right here.
Yeah.
Like, all the way in the fucking back.
Wow.
This is where we...
Crazy. Yeah, man. Very unfortunate.
Well, it's, I don't know. I don't know what Apple does about it. I mean, how much can they do? They've kind of done everything they can do.
Well, they can just can the project.
Well, that's what you've been saying. Get rid of the product altogether. I don't know if we're at that point yet. It's really unfortunate. People can't get it together. Get it together, people.
Dude, I have a conspiracy.
Go ahead.
What if these AirTags are just out there for people to buy iPhones?
Yeah.
To be able to check.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Oh, okay.
Back when it first came out, I think when I was doing the unboxing video, I was like, before the Android app even existed, that the only anti-tracking device you can have on you would be an iPhone when it comes to AirTags. The other interesting part is, like, with the other tracking devices, these stories never popped up with Tile and whoever else.
Yeah.
Because these devices have existed. Now, I don't know if it just had to do with those products being too low profile or the ease of use, or for whatever reason, these type of stories are popping up more frequently. But definitely, if I'm like a young woman and I'm attractive and I'm feeling threatened, I don't think I guess you don't have to be attractive in this case, but like probably it could increase the amount of targeting or something like that. Then I'm going to consider having the iPhone once somebody else tells me, hey, your iPhone's going to automatically notify you if one of these devices is on you.
And the idea of thinking like getting an iPhone is problem solved is way better than thinking, oh, these AirTags are like, I can't abolish these AirTags. I have no control over it. So I'm just going to get an iPhone. That's way easier.
Yes.
Than writing a petition to cancel AirTags.
Yeah, or downloading an app and wondering if it's working at all times on your Android device or if it's updated or whatever else. It's weird.
Very strange.
Another Apple story, Will.
Well, there's Russian controlled territory.
Jose Andres, Apple Maps was sending me into Russian-controlled territory.
What?
Terrifying. Apple Maps. Sending them straight in there. You know how Apple Maps is like different in different parts of the world? You remember we were talking about how...
Crimea?
It represents regions differently depending on which border you happen to cross. And these are decisions that have to be made and then detailed to the engineering teams that have to actually implement these different maps depending on different regions. But in this case, I'm actually uncertain of exactly how he was affected. This is a chef. Do you know this individual?
Jose Andreas? No.
I feel like he's got some amazing food. Wouldn't you? You look at him, you look at the name.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? He can
I could see him in a white apron and a chef's hat.
He throws something together, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Chef Jose Andres has relied heavily on technology as part of his humanitarian work in Ukraine. He's feeding people, thousands of people displaced by the invasion. But he has a few gripes as well, including the fact that Apple Maps kept sending him to Russian-controlled areas. Don't send people to enemy territory in a war, he told me in a brief interview after his appearance at the Axios What's Next Summit in Washington, D.C.
Whoa.
Andres and his organization, World Central Kitchen, rely on satellite technology not just to personally navigate, but also to keep tabs on volunteers. Apple did not immediately respond to a request for comment. It's likely a big challenge to keep up detailed, up-to-date maps of who is controlling which territory. I mean, imagine that task, Will.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be tracking satellite imagery and news and associated press reports of different controlled areas.
So how's he using Apple Maps? Is he just using it for directions?
Yeah, to navigate to areas, I guess, where he wants to bring his humanitarian aid, feed people. It's not just Apple that needs to make adjustments to be more useful to those trying to navigate Ukraine amid the invasion. Andres said he also wants to see language translation technology built into WhatsApp so he doesn't have to keep going back and forth with Google Translate. Is it really... Like, you try to think about what your expectation would be around real-time changes in a war zone and how technology and technology companies and apps can be dynamic enough to manage that. Mm-hmm. Andres also thinks his Garmin GPS system and Iridium satellite phone could do much more than they currently do. They're not fulfilling their potential. So anyway, he's out there. He's saying, look, this is what I'm doing as a person risking my life. Hey, technology companies, here's ways you can help me.
Yeah, I need all the help I can get.
He was the chef of the #1 restaurant in the world in Spain at one point. You see, Will, he can put it together.
And he's just trying to cook.
Maybe we should look up one of his dishes. See if you can discover. This guy's high profile, and I'm hungry as it stands right now. And I think one dish could
So we're going to suffer?
One dish could hold us off. Oh, look at this. 10 dishes that made my career. I mean, these things, yeah, they look. I'm eating all of it. I don't need to know much more, Will. I'm eating. You understand? I'm eating.
Yeah.
I go there, I eat.
Well, be safe out there, Jose.
Good. Yeah, I guess he's going to have to go with Google Maps instead.
Yeah.
Waze.
Maybe.
Waze. Well, Waze is user updated. So couldn't people, they got to put a reporting feature in. But then I guess it could be all types of espionage and sabotage and so forth. Elon Musk overtakes Amazon's Jeff Bezos to become the world's richest man. I mean, these guys go back and forth all the time, depending on which stock is up. Musk, who first made his fortune with PayPal, is now worth $219 billion. According to the latest billionaires list from Forbes. Well, he put the $3 billion into Twitter as well, so now he's got some upside over there if things go well for Twitter. If Twitter keeps saving people's lives by adding critical features, not just for Twitter Blue users, such as the edit button, which as of today is now happening. It's the first time the South Africa-born entrepreneur has topped the list. Oh, okay. Well, Forbes list. I know at different moments people had reported that he momentarily became the richest. I don't know when Forbes locks their list.
Yeah.
But Kanye was pissed about it.
Kanye's mad at everyone.
Kanye was like...
Was it Rihanna, Jay-Z?
Kanye's like, put some respect on my name.
Yeah.
It was like the...
Made me come and slap you, Forbes.
It was like the... What is that show? The Breakfast Club. You remember?
Oh, yeah.
You remember that famous clip? Kanye's feeling that same way when it comes to Forbes. He's like, hey, you got to reflect my real billions over here. Also on the list, who do we have? What about Rihanna, who has joined the ranks of the mega wealthy, becoming Barbados' first billionaire. She is one of just 327 women who made Forbes' annual rankings, featuring a total of 2,668 billionaires, down 87 on 2021. Oh. So the total list went down a little bit.
Wow.
Lord of the Rings director Peter Jackson is another newcomer to the list. Billionaire list. What do you think, Will? Did you expect Peter Jackson to have $1 billion?
No, I was really surprised. As a billionaire.
Yeah, I guess that Lord of the Rings stuff, I feel like you make a few bucks on that.
Yeah, I guess so.
You probably get the Hobbits, you probably get the
video games and
the Gandalfs, and
I think there's a Lord of the Rings TV show that's coming up.
You get the Elden Ring.
Now you're just naming Middle Earth stuff.
Come on,
Game of Thrones.
Give him a little piece of all this.
Sure, yeah.
Of all these mystical lands and things like this. You're still not doing the Elden Ring? Because the people are loving the Elden Ring.
Yeah, I have to play that.
Oh, I thought you were
just don't
staying
have
away.
time.
You said you were going to get too addicted. What about when you were waiting for your fridge today? You could have been doing the Elden Ring.
No, I wouldn't be here then. I'd still be playing.
I never see you again.
Yeah.
The top 20 billionaires are worth $2 trillion combined. There's a list for you. Bill Gates is on there. Bernard Arnault from, what's he from? Louis Vuitton and
Louis
all those,
Vuitton,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Warren Buffett, Larry Page, Sergey Brin, Larry Ellison, Steve Ballmer. We've seen these names before. And of course, we got Ambani on there. Is that misspelled? Mabney? They misspelled it.
Ambani.
Come on, the U.S. Sun. Anyway, yeah, there you go. Rich people stuff. Rich people stuff. More yachts. Footage of a driverless Tesla delivering coffee in Dubai goes viral.
Speaking of rich people stuff.
Give me a little look at this clip here. Autonomous coffee delivery. Nice.
So Model X
Are
just
you sure
rolling
there's
up,
no driver in there? What if he
opens the door, and then they grab the coffee.
maybe he jumped
No one's
out.
driving?
Maybe he jumped out right when it turned.
Maybe.
Or is it on some type of summon mode?
Yeah, maybe in Dubai there's like a certain mode of like taxi service.
It looks like a summon mode to me.
Like
He loves the coffee though.
He's having a great time.
Can you give me another second of the coffee enjoyment, please? Right at the end here. Look, this is the part I enjoy. Watch this. Watch this. That's a good. He does the kind.
Life philo.
That's what I needed. The coffee. I mean, he might have even a pastry in the bag over there.
I'm sure, yes.
Somebody in the chat says this guy is known for faking vids. Well, listen, everybody's trying to get the hot vids. Okay.
Well, it's a good proof of concept, I guess.
Of how it would look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
even if it is fake.
It's the Tesla can drive itself. Like it does have a summon mode. I think it's fake in the sense like the way that people are perceiving it, that it came all the way from the cafe,
Right.
which definitely did not happen without a driver because Teslas have all types of safety functions in there. You got to touch the wheel, and even if you're fully autonomous, you got to be present.
But this is the future,
One day.
you know?
One day, man.
I can
Autonomous.
see it.
Well, listen, they were doing it with the pizzas. They had the little pizza bot. Remember that guy?
Yes.
He was driving around the neighborhood and you just walk up, pull your pizza out. Yeah, no, it'll happen. It's, yeah, you see people here saying it was staged. The footage was staged for the gram. Yeah. Well, it's all right. That's cool. I mean,
It's good to know.
I still enjoyed his acting when he did the sip. So that's good enough. This is good and this is worth it for me right here. And then he goes, when he tilts his head ever so slightly.
That's the stuff.
That's what I'm looking for. So.
Nectar of the gods.
Lexus teases its first electric vehicle, and it has a steering yoke, which I believe it or not, Will, don't care about as much as the actual spec on this vehicle.
Yes.
If it comes to be the way the rumor is right now, it's called the RZ, coming April 20th. I guess there's an event that's going to happen. We'll be watching this event, Will. On April. I don't know if you knew that yet, but we're going to be watching this event. Lexus, obviously, there's no electric vehicle, luxury brand. I'm a fan of Lexus.
You are?
I had a Lexus. I had a Lexus IS 300.
Okay.
It was blue. It was almost the same color blue as that Model S back there. This was a while ago. And you're a fan of Toyota, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be into this.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it yesterday and the range.
Let me give you the spec, the really exciting part. Never mind the yoke. But by the way, it's going to be Wednesday, April 20th. Did I say that already? At 6 a.m. Eastern. Okay, never mind.
Oh, geez.
Never mind, Will. We're going to watch the recap or what? Are we
Yeah.
waking up early? It's not clear whether Lexus will offer a non-yoke version of its upcoming EV, which it named the RZ 450e. The company has also teased a prototype version of the EV, which appears to be styled similarly to the BZ4X. But look at the interior here. Not bad, not bad. I don't know. Not bad, Will. What do you say?
Mm-hmm.
You can cruise in that or no? Or just pure Broncos? There's no. I hate to break. There's no drains in there, in the floor.
No, but I'll take the yoke. They look better and better every time I look at a steering yoke, whether it's Tesla or this RZ.
So that's you right there. You're picturing yourself right there.
It looks fun. It looks like a cockpit.
It does, and they made the screen bigger, as you got to do in all the EVs now. It's gonna. I mean, the yoke thing is gonna continue to be controversial for a while. But listen to this. This is what matters. Toyota has said that it expects to make a Lexus sports car that would have a cruising range of 700 kilometers or 434 miles. And it would go 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. You see how I had to elevate for that, Will? This is stupid numbers. This is better than plaid numbers. Will, I'm looking at you, Will. You see this look on my face? That's a serious look because these are serious numbers. And if they deliver that, they're going to have an absolute rocket ship on their hands.
Yes, but this is not the RZ.
Go ahead, Will.
Potentially, it would be another vehicle. At least that's what it says in this article.
Go ahead, Will.
So either way, the fact that Lexus is going into EVs, that's pretty cool. We should have it in the studio, the RZ.
Are you making commitments to sorting these type of things out?
I would like to.
Okay. Well, Will said it. You guys got to hold him accountable now. You know, you guys got to make sure you don't let him get away with chatting like that when he says he's going to do things.
Yeah.
Like the other day, he said he's going to get Jack Dorsey on the show. I don't see Jack Dorsey yet. Speaking of Jack Dorsey,
I'm working on it.
this might be Jack Dorsey's rocky hardware crypto. He loves the crypto. Man.
Yeah,
he's
with block.
so crypto right now. He's like, Elon, you can have Twitter. I'm crypto now. They call me Jack Crypto.
Yeah.
Crypto.
Hippie crypto.
Crypto Dorsey. It looks like an actual pebble or rock that you would skip on the water. Don't skip it on the water because it's your hardware wallet full of your cryptos.
And there's texture to it. So there's different stone types.
This is his company called Block now. This wallet will have USB-C and a fingerprint reader. That's sick. We may have just seen the Bitcoin hardware wallet that Jack Dorsey's Block is working on, a device to help people safely own and manage their Bitcoin. I don't like that they said Bitcoin. I know he's big Bitcoin and not super into everything else. But would he be crazy enough to make a hardware product that's only
Just
compatible
for
with Bitcoin?
No. That's too crazy.
It's rude.
Yeah.
Block's hardware lead, Jesse Durogusker, tweeted an image showing several devices on Wednesday, all seemingly include fingerprint readers and USB-C charging ports, both things Block said its hardware wallet would include in a blog post last month. I like it. It looks cool, man. Oh, he even quote tweeted.
He replied.
He quote tweeted and then said Rocky, but it's Rocky with an E for key. ROCKEY.
Which one would you get?
Out of those bunch? Actually, the gray one on the far right, the in the front of the frame.
This is blue.
Is it blue? It looks gray to me. I guess it's my TV. But yeah, that one. It's it's like a slate kind of matte look to it. The other one looks a little bit more like granite, and then one of them looks like marble or quartz.
Yeah.
But I think they're modeled after actual real rocks. He didn't say a price or anything, did he?
I don't think
No,
so.
we're super early days, I guess. Who would have thought Jack Dorsey launching a hardware. Product, any hardware product? Yeah, I guess people will buy it. You use a hardware wallet? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What are the big ones right now? Ledger, Trezor.
Yes.
Rocky. Is that the next big one?
There you go. This is number 3. All right, there's one other one that you're missing that is somewhat prominent, but I can't remember. Okay. Amazon signs a massive deal to launch its internet satellites. Leaves out SpaceX. Yeah, they're beefing. Remember they were beefing. Bezos beef. Bezos Musk beef. Billionaire beef.
I never knew that they had like a Starlink type competitor.
Yeah. They've been beefing.
I thought they just wanted Blue Origin to be in space.
They've been beefing over satellites forever, trying to compete on every level. Project Kuiper, scheduled for 83 launches in the next 5 years. That's a lot of launches. Amazon just booked 83 launches on board rockets from Aerospace, Blue Origin, and United Launch Alliance to transport a majority of its Project Kuiper satellite constellation to low Earth orbit within the next 5 years. The recent collaboration includes nearly every major player from the private space sector, except for SpaceX. Well, because they were beefing. They were actually in court. Bezos's people were saying, hey,
you're flying too low.
You can't launch over there. You're messing with all this and that. You're messing things up. I can't see the stars. And then Elon's like, hey, aren't you going to do the exact same thing?
It's like space war.
They're like, no, not yet. We'll do it later and better and cooler.
It's like
we're Amazon, of course.
Yeah. But you're richer than me right now.
Elon's like, well, what about that? Elon's like, what about the union in New York? What are you doing about that? Aren't you busy?
Everyone's like, ooh.
Aren't you busy with that, Bezos? And he's like, well, I heard you had 3 protesters over there in Fremont. And he's like, and then Elon's like, hey, man, I'm going to Texas. I'm already out. I'm halfway out of there. Care about Fremont? That's the type of beef that's how they...
Those are some low blows for them.
That's how they do their thing.
Billionaire
satellite beef
conflict.
That's right. Okay, so prior to this recent deal, go up a little bit higher. Prior to this recent deal, the company had already purchased 9 Atlas V launches from ULA about a year ago. Although Amazon did not announce the total cost of the contracts, it is spending billions from its $10 billion overall budget for this project. Not cheap with these satellites, man. Not cheap whatsoever. I guess they're sitting there looking at it and they can't let him get too far ahead because this type of thing to do it at a later date. But there continues to be this crossover between these enormous tech companies where they don't want to leave any stone unturned. They're like, they don't even know necessarily who their competitors will be 50 years from now or whatever it is. So there's just increasing crossover.
Yeah.
Media, hardware products, internet communications, everything. Cars, automotive, Amazon's invested in Rivian. Like, do you see this like high level stuff going on here?
It's going to be like just 3 or 4 main companies.
They do everything. Amazon's got groceries, man. Amazon got Whole Foods, man. I like this article. It's just an Alienware monitor. It's a beautiful picture.
I figured it's a short article about Alienware.
I like that name too, Alien Air. It's an alien airline.
Alien Air?
Alien Air. It's like, how are you getting to Mars? I'm going to take Alien Air.
That's not bad.
You're like, hey, you got points with that one?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I got it. Actually, I'm going to cash in some points with the aliens, and then I'm going to fly for free this next one. And I'm like, so you like the Alien Air? And you're like, they got the best meals.
What do they have?
I don't know, but that's what I always talk about. Like, if you get me like a Cathay Pacific or
I
something.
thought you were going to go somewhere with it. Like,
you get me a Cathay Pacific, or you get me actually, I went on, one time I went on Eva. That was the Taiwan one.
Oh, okay.
And I think I had a good time on that one too.
Okay.
So I pay attention to these things.
Yeah.
Alien Air, that's going to have to be for a later date. Anyway, so you like this monitor?
It's the first QD OLED monitor.
Go ahead, Will.
So it's Samsung's tech, which obviously it's a monitor where you can have really good OLED features with high refresh rate. That's pretty much what it is, which makes up a good gaming monitor for the most part.
Would this be good for Elden Ring?
It would be, I would imagine, yes.
Or Minecraft.
Gives you the edge.
It's going to cost you some money, though, by the way.
It's comparable.
Nothing for a guy like you.
Yeah, I mean, I can buy 5 of
You just bought a fridge. You don't care.
Yeah.
You're balling.
I have to wait like a year.
Shout out to TN from Hong Kong as well. He heard us talking about his local airline, and he's like, I'm going to give you $38 in the super chat.
Oh, okay.
Because he heard us say Cathay Pacific. You know, that's where
shout out.
You would go
It's
to
good service.
You would go to Hong Kong. You know, I'm going to go back at some point. Maybe not right now. Maybe right now is not the best time.
Yeah.
It's officially called the AW3423DW. That's one of your favorite product names you've ever seen. Yeah. QD OLED TVs. It got to market before that. Before the TVs did, but Samsung and Sony are both working on this technology for large panel TVs. The soonest delivery date for this is currently late June. That's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing specs. It has an 1800R curve, 21:9 ultra wide, 3440 by 1440, capable of 175 hertz refresh rate, and lots of brightness. $12.99.
Yeah, all the good OLED stuff.
All the good stuff that you want as a gamer, plus some pretty cool styling. And it's not just the front. Look at the picture down below on the back. That's pretty sick, too.
Yeah, with the glow.
That's pretty sick, too, no?
How big is it? It's 34 inches.
34.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen. If you're gaming, then this is it. This is your party. But for me, Will, I like a couple of pixels. I like a little bit more than 3440 by 1400.
Yeah.
So I gotta move on past this one.
And the refresh rate is up to 175 hertz.
Yeah, no, I'll take that. That's fine.
Okay.
That's
Gotta
better.
wait for the next version.
That's better than I'm getting on all my pixel oriented displays. Because there's too many the high res. You can't get both. You got to basically select between resolution or refresh.
Yeah.
There's no magic bullet when it comes to that yet. So.
Well, yeah, it's exciting.
Oh, are we taking a break today?
No.
Oh, we're not. Oh my goodness. I thought
tomorrow.
I thought for sure today was the day.
I know. Yeah, I just didn't have time.
What is today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
So we got 2 more days this week.
We got
That's
2
no
more
problem.
days.
That's no problem. Plenty of time to do to pay our bills. Plenty of time to pay our bills. Actually, if we keep getting the super chats, we never need to take any more breaks.
Yeah.
Ever again. If we keep getting the super chats. That's the way it works. Netflix made a short movie category after Pete Davidson's SNL plea. Okay, he goes on SNL, does a skit of some kind.
Yeah.
And I guess he's in the skit, he's looking for a different way to interface with Netflix. Everyone has these problems on Netflix where they...
Just let me check if it's April 1st. Okay, no.
No, everybody knows. You go on Netflix and you can't... Half the battle is figuring out what you want to watch. And I guess in his skit, he said, and this is a quote, there's a lack of short-ass movies.
Right.
And then Netflix goes in because they're super cultural and they pay attention and they're very memey and they're having fun and they have social media managers. And so they came up with a new category for films that fits his definition and run no longer than 40 minutes long. But here's the thing.
An hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, an hour and 40 minutes. Okay. That's a short-ass movie?
No.
Not at all.
It's 100 minutes. That's like a regular movie?
Yeah. I guess it's more like no long movies.
Right. Like the 2 hours, 3 hours.
I guess it also depends on your designation of a movie because typically you would have like a documentary that would be shorter. You're not going to usually have a 2-hour documentary. I watch a lot of documentaries, so they're all short ass if short ass is under an hour 40. Oh, I missed my shout out. Can you scroll up in the chat just ever so slightly? I missed my shout out right there.
Eddie Farr.
Oh, thank you very much, Eddie.
Thanks for the 50.
Appreciate it, and much love right back at you. We are having as much fun as anybody else who's here doing this. Anyone who's with us,
I think so.
we're having as much fun, if not more.
I think so, yeah. More fun.
Although, you know, one thing we haven't done in a while is ordered like food or drinks or anything. Because when like Mo's here, sometimes he would do a very casual, like, hey, I'm going to order something you want. And then that acted as a really nice dynamic component in our show that's been missing since Mo's been missing. So as soon as he gets back, we're going to have to pick up that aspect.
Have him order food for us?
That's right.
Okay.
No, among all the other 10,000 things that he does.
Yes. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I guess an hour 40. He doesn't want to watch a movie that's over an hour 40. All right, that's fine. Netflix decided to add it for him because they're very reactive and they're very social media. And that's the thing on social media. When you're a social media manager, it's all about timing. Well, you're like, oh, they're talking about us. Who's talking about us? Pete Davidson. Mm-hmm. Pete Davidson, the guy that's dating Kim Kardashian that Kanye keeps threatening. And they're like, yes. And it's like, damn, but it's late at night and I got to go to bed. And it's like, no, you better get this URL up there because we are reactive. We are responsive. We are social media managers. Woo! And there's a big chant and a cheer.
Mm-hmm. Don't you think, though, like some movies, just because they're long, like, it kind of gets lost in the filter of this? Because there are some movies that are really good that could be 3 hours long. And just kind of gets left in the wayside.
Well, how about the fact that Davidson's own movie, The King of Staten Island, is over 2 hours?
Oh, bummer.
It does not fit into this criteria.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I watched Dune. Dune was longer than that.
Dune was really long. So was The Batman. It's 3 hours long.
Did you just say The Batman?
Yeah, that's what the movie's called.
Easy, Will.
Matt Reeves. Shout out.
Man,
What?
I thought I was sitting across from Robert Pattinson for a second. The way you said The Batman.
Yeah, I was offended, and I was very...
I thought I was questioning everything for a moment there.
Great movie, by the way.
Well, people have told me this. Mo was not as happy as Jack was. Jack was like nutty. Jack was like, best movie I've ever seen. Get out of my face.
I don't agree with that.
Well, he didn't say. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but
yeah.
But what do you say? What do you say? Without any spoilers, you say one sentence about the Batman.
It's a really accurate depiction of the comics. If you like the comics, then you should watch it.
Okay.
It's good.
Okay.
But back to this article, I feel like even though it's 3 hours, it didn't feel like it in the theaters. You know?
You went to a movie theater?
I did.
Wow.
It was
huge.
fun.
That is fun. I haven't done that in a
I was
while.
so excited.
Maybe I'll have to catch the Batman at some point here. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Paper Paul.
Yeah. Well, I want to see this. I want to see the list of movies that's short.
You're going to go to netflix.com/short-ass-movies.
Yeah.
I think you won't be the only one. Creators say Instagram is cutting Reels payouts. Meta announced the Reels bonus payout program back in July. Why weren't we doing Reels? We should have put clips over there. We could have made some money. Well,
yeah. It was like mega money.
Mega?
Mega lotto.
You sound like Kim.com right now.
It was apparently really lucrative. We were talking about it, right?
We must have talked. We probably talked about it.
Yeah.
Creators making money using Instagram Reels say their payouts have been slashed in recent weeks, and target metrics for monetization have ballooned. According to Financial Times, payments are down as much as 70% per view, and videos need millions more views for creators to get paid. The Reels Play bonus program, announced in July, offers Financial rewards to creators who post on Reels, Instagram's TikTok-style short-form video clone. Payouts range from $600 to as much as $35,000 if videos hit a target view count, but creators expressed confusion over how payments and goals were determined. The bonus program is part of a promise by Meta, which owns Instagram, to pay $1 billion to creators through 2022. One creator told the Financial Times that their personal threshold for getting paid up to $35,000 had gone from 58 million views to 359 million views. This is, I'm not surprised. You and I have talked extensively. We've watched the likes of Hank Green. We understand that monetization, when it comes to new platforms and also when it comes to short form, totally different ball of wax, totally different ball game. Not as many opportunities, different advertising models. And so they came with the funds. The funds
Yes.
came along. And TikTok said, the creator fund. We love creators. Stick around. You might say, stick around and taste our fund. You might be the next lucky. You might be the next big TikTok star. Instagram said, we've got a fund too. YouTube said, ever heard of Shorts? It's got a fund. And they started distributing funds from their fund. But they never really did the full out YouTube style rev share. Beautiful thing. Beautiful relationship that takes place between creators and advertisers and YouTube or Google as a whole. And I say that it's beautiful because it launched so many things that I like. That I often wonder about the internet and my own life had that program not existed as early as it did, creating a partnership when other social media platforms couldn't care less about having a revenue share. And yes, there were influencers, and yes, people created businesses because they reached audiences and sold their own sponsorships. But there's so many others that really launched off of this creator program on YouTube. But I'm not surprised by this. You want people to get into the habit of posting on your platform, and then and so you incentivize it a lot up front, and then once you get people hooked, you change the game. Really do. It's like they let you into the video game. They let you into the free video game, but then the more engaged you are with it, the more you want the skins, the more you want the upgrades, and they cash in at a later date. Got to get you hooked.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to say about this? I guess it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's it. I'm not surprised. That's why the fund thing is more volatile, because they're not really telling you. These are numbers that move around. They're not necessarily commensurate with actual revenue, which is why in the case of the partnership program at YouTube, it's like you see the payout, you know exactly how much YouTube made, exactly how much you made, and it wasn't like a one-time or temporary deal, but it's like ongoing business,
right,
on a per bid basis. It's much more transparent than these funds where these metrics can move and shift.
Yeah, as more creators join in.
Yeah, the fund stays the same.
Distributed.
The fund stays the same in terms of scale. Mark Wahlberg is selling his Beverly Hills estate for nearly $90 million.
Wow.
This is an enormous compound. I don't know if you can tell, Will. There's the main house, which is like a gigantic castle of sorts. You also have the guest house, which is bigger than most houses. And or that might even be more than one guest. I don't know what the thing on the right is. You have a full-size basketball court there in the back. You have these manicured landscaped areas. There's a little golfing green down below the, I look at this, Will, and it reminds me of something we talked about with the yachts. How you get a certain amount of, you have a certain amount of money and possessions and things, and then I can't help myself but think about the maintenance. I can't help it. I'm looking at this. I see the whole staff. I see the monthly fees.
Yes.
I can't help it, Will. I see all the working components and the management of such things.
Also, this furniture is it going to stay here if someone buys it, or is
You can negotiate.
Wahlberg going to take it?
You can negotiate.
Because like designing this whole thing again, like if someone's buying this, all the furniture, all the wallpaper, the flooring, if they choose to renovate or something,
Yeah.
it's like, man, so much work goes into actually buying a giant estate and customizing it.
Yeah, well, in
you.
his case, he didn't even buy. Like, he bought the land for like $8 million and built everything to his specification or whatever, his team or his family or. So it's been an ongoing project over a long period of time. Look at the gym. The gym is quite extensive as well. And he's going to probably, he's like, this is a profitable thing. He didn't spend $90 million building this. And the real estate stuff has been bananas, as you know. And so this is going to be a lucrative project when it's all said and done. And he got to live there in the meantime. But yeah, it's a very elaborate place, and someone's going to pick it up for a cool 90 mil. What do you think? What do you think about it? The stylings and such.
You know what? I like it because every room is different. I've always been a fan of like a Wonderland kind of mansion where every like room has a style.
You know what? Another thing that I recognize here is when you have such a large place like that, it's hard to make it cozy, but he jammed it full of furniture.
Yes.
So that it actually doesn't feel as vast as it is.
Yeah. And he's probably gone to that room like once.
Yeah.
In his entire
For a nap.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go nap in that room over there. Yeah.
But wow, it looks great.
Okay, well, we'll see if he gets the 90 mil or not, but the real estate stuff's out of control.
Yeah. Good luck.
Boeing's new $3.9 billion Air Force One is 2 years late. I didn't even know they were making another one. A Department of Defense official said a combination of factors, including, of course, COVID-19 and supply strains, has left the new planes 24 months behind schedule. Ooh, how exciting is that? A new Air Force One, $4 billion Air Force One. Those things they were already cool. I presume you build another one, it's going to be even more cool than the last.
Is that too much? Because I've been like when I first saw this title, I immediately searched for a Boeing. What's the biggest one? The 777, and that's only I think 400
That's not
million.
the biggest one. That's their newest one.
Right.
It's maybe it is their biggest one.
I think there's a 777X.
Okay,
That might be a bigger
there
one.
you go.
But the 777 is only 400 million. And it looks like
But isn't this one going to have some kind of customizations that are just like one of a kind?
I'm sure there's like crazy like tech to avoid spying or anything like that, but 4 billion.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
It's an enormous amount of money flying around. You also wonder, it's one guy on the plane.
Yeah, and why does that have to be so big?
It's like the biggest jet
be
possible.
like a private jet.
I guess there's often big teams that are going on there as well. Shout out to Marvin, by the way. President Biden's pricey remote office has hit yet another roadblock. Recent factory disruptions and other issues have forced air industry behemoth Boeing to delay the release of its next Air Force One jet, known by some as the Flying White House. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. They have to be able to run their government from up there if there's ever a threat to the actual White House.
They could stay up there.
So they got to bring a big team. They have to have big fuel tanks. They refuel in the sky if necessary. In a statement provided to Gizmodo, the Department of Defense official said the new plane, a Boeing VC-25B, would be delayed due to a combination of factors which include supply issues, manpower limitations, wiring design timelines, testing, and pandemic-related delays. All told, the most recent delays mean Air Force One is now around 2 years behind schedule. Are there any pictures of the interior? Though that's always pretty cool when they show off, like they got like a beautiful office with like wood paneling and, president stuff,
Yeah, I think that's private.
Couches and beds and so forth.
I don't know if they can show inside.
I don't know about that. I feel like you could link up. You could hit up Biden and say, hey, take us for a ride, can't you? Don't you have a relationship like that or no? How about Boeing? Can we?
I just slip an AirTag in there.
Oh my, Will. You talking about tracking the president? I'm pretty sure that's a federal crime right there. Maybe we can go to Boeing and get a preview. We'll go to their HQ where they're almost finished and get a sneak peek. I'm sure they would allow that. I don't see them having a problem with that. We're trustworthy guys. We're a trustworthy community. They can trust us with the schematics, no?
See Biden sleeping in one of the cabins.
We're like, hey, you're not supposed to be in here yet. Mm-hmm. He's like, I couldn't resist.
Yeah.
I've been waiting years for this. Yeah, it'd be a great place to take a nap.
Congrats, you finished it.
How about this via Reddit? Thanks to solar panels built in the mountains in China, China can reduce its annual carbon emissions by around 251,000 tons. And this is interesting because of the way it's implemented. You often would see solar panels on a house or in a desert or just in a flat area. To see them kind of draped over mountainous regions is a look that I haven't seen a lot of.
Looks like a giant blanket.
It looks like a giant solar blanket, doesn't it? And I don't know if there's any like effectiveness difference because they're all going to be hitting the sun at a slightly different angle. And also from an installation perspective, good Lord, that's going to be quite a thing. But maybe there's some advantages. Altitude? I don't know. Does that make any difference as far as efficiency is concerned? Less atmosphere? I don't know, Will. Will, I'm just chatting, man.
Yeah.
Let's look at some of the top comments here. Now they just need a fleet of winged Roombas to clean them. That's a great point.
Oh, right.
These have to get cleaned. I always think, I was talking about maintenance with Wahlberg. This is another maintenance moment. Welcome to another maintenance moment. Holy. They're like, oh, we got one panel down. Get up there and fix it. You're like, which one? 2742 BX3. And you're like, oh, man, I got to sort that one out.
Well, this guy decided to say flying drones.
Yeah, drone Roombas.
Powering the drones with the solar panels.
Right, and they've got like a squeegee on the bottom, and they get all the dust off the panels so that they can remain efficient. There is so much solar energy we are not harvesting, and the panels are unfortunately not as efficient as we would like, but the sun's an incredible thing, Will.
Sure is.
Oh my God, this one. I've been waiting for this one for over a day. Okay. And
I'm excited.
I hope you didn't watch it yet.
It won a lot of awards.
This thing has got so many awards. And funny enough, I didn't encounter this because I was scouring for like top or popular things. I ran into this because I have notifiers for certain words, including unboxing. So that's how it ended up in my feed. So I had low expectations when I encountered it. The title of this post on R Funny, this girl unboxing her package with extreme enthusiasm. All right, that's what you need to know, Will. We're going to need audio for this.
Okay.
And we're going to watch it together. And audio listeners, people who can't see this clip, you're going to get a lot out of it too because the audio is bananas. And I'll describe everything for you. So go ahead and click play. So she comes running in with a package.
Oh. That's not hygienic. She's ripping the package with her teeth.
She's very enthusiastic, Will. This is an important package.
What's in there?
And it's very wrapped up.
She's on the floor, quite frantic.
Quite frantic. And
just ripping pieces from the packaging.
And the little girl on the left is way more chill. She's like, oh, cool, you got something. She's like, I got a toy too.
Like, what you got there?
She's like, you're a little extreme right now.
And no one's helping her. Hand her scissors or something, you know. Everyone's just so chill. What is it?
Listen.
Oh, with the teeth.
She's just gnawing at it to get it open.
It's a lot of cardboard.
One of the most aggressive unboxings I've seen ever.
Can you do something like this on Unbox
That's what
Therapy?
people are saying. No, I know. I was so inspired when I watched this. I'm like, I have zero enthusiasm compared to this.
Jesus. What is it? What is that? Is that like a can of nuts? What is that? Oh, jeez. That's funny.
Oh my goodness. So this is for sure the most enthusiastic unboxing I've ever seen. It totally puts anything I've ever done to shame in this realm. She comes running up the hill. It's an incredible clip. It is raw emotion. And I have to step my game up after watching this, obviously. I'll give you the backstory on exactly what's going on here. So what's in the containers is dates.
Can you do this as well?
The end with the two. Woo! Yeah, and there's dates in the container.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about? Like the food?
Yeah.
They're sweet.
Delicious.
Yeah, they're delicious. But the dates are apparently not the important aspect. I think this is in Indonesia or somewhere near there. And the retailer, the e-commerce site, does a thing where they will include maybe either randomly or in different varieties, that sometimes they'll include a small piece of gold with an order.
Oh.
And she knew, I guess, that she had a chance that her package would have the gold included. And when she notices on the top of the dates container that hers has the gold bonus, I'm talking about real gold. And you see it on the top. It's a card. It looks like a SIM card. And she's looking and she's like, I got the gold. And it's like, it's probably like, I don't know what they were saying, 0.5 grams.
Okay.
And so she's surprised. Now, the amount of money might not be a ton. I think it's like $38.
Okay.
The amount of gold.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of money to her.
Yeah.
And so it's like a massive win to get the gold included with the dates. And the dates are kind of expensive, I guess, on their own. I don't know about dates, but like some dates can be expensive. Maybe we gotta try this ourselves. Maybe I have to reenact this video. I gotta order from this site. I gotta get some dates, and my teeth hurt just thinking about it though. Like the way she ripped at this thing with her teeth.
So desperate.
Without hesitation. I'm like, man, my teeth are killing me watching this. Now, the other thing I should mention, someone translated this video in the comments, and the person holding the camera, who I think is her mother, but anyway, the person holding the camera was encouraging her to just use her teeth to get in there quickly. So that has something to do with it. But this was an incredible ride. This is a roller coaster of a video. It has tons of drama. I personally like the character of the small girl there. She's like, wow, you're going way too nuts.
It was a little much for me.
She's like, I mean, I like getting new things too, but you're out of control here over the gold portion. And just bang, there it is. I got the gold bonus. I got the gold bonus. Ah!
Congrats to her. Have you ever felt this way?
No, I don't.
Like when you were a kid?
I don't think to that degree. I think she just put everybody to shame as far as enthusiasm is concerned.
Yeah, I think she topped it.
There's a moment, if you can pause it, where her eyes are enormous.
Yeah.
Do you know the moment?
I was very scared.
It's when she looks over at somebody else off camera and realizes what's going on. And to me, that is the critical moment of pure enthusiasm, where there's no act and no actor that has ever hit that level, the level she hits when she looks off camera with the full intensity. See if you can find it. Just give the people a quick pause. Oh, that was a big. It might be. Oh, that was another one.
That was a close
There's
one.
so many good thumbnails in there. She could just grab any frame she wants.
Yeah.
She looks at the kid. The kid's like, yeah, I know, it's exciting. The kid's kind of but way more composed.
She has her own gift there. She's holding something.
Yeah, she's got her own toy of some kind. It's pink.
Yeah,
pink
I remember
outfit.
the distinct moment when her eyes were just like...
No, it was a key. It was an insane frame. Like, if you posted that as the video title with that thumbnail, that thing is crushing because you can't fake that level of enthusiasm. It's coming up here soon. I think it's when she first notices what it is. Because at this point, she's kind of skeptical still of what the order is. It's right around here. She knows what order it is. She gets a glimpse of the interior package. Shout out to Isaac, by the way. Right. Woo! There.
Oh.
Right there.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it's right around there. Right there. Oh, it was right at the end there. It was like, do you hear me? Right there. Ah! Did you hear what I said? I mean, that is, people would say it was Photoshop. They'd be like, those aren't your eyes. You're not that excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's that excited.
Good for her.
So I'm going to have to step my game up. That's all I took from that.
You should.
Here we have a hot tweet of a product I never knew existed, or at least I don't recall. It's a legendary Apple product, the Apple Adjustable PowerBook. What do you think about this design, Will?
Very cool.
That's nutty. Like, there's nothing this creative that happens in terms of form with tech products anymore. It's all so minimal and simple, the direction that things went.
So the keyboard splits in half.
Yeah.
Into a ergonomic design. And then the trackpad kind of lowers. It's in the middle as well and kind of lowers down.
And then the whole thing clips together. It can be used in a regular laptop form factor and then folded down like any other laptop.
I mean, dude, it looks like a transformer.
It does. And there's an argument that it could be a more comfortable typing position than if it was just in its regular, because these laptops, they tended to be more narrow by nature of the fact that you had smaller screens and things like that. And so you might be a little bit cramped in the non-folded out version.
So this is the non.
What the regular one would look like, I guess. So the other crazy part here. Oh, wait, is this a Photoshop? Really curious about how you did this one. I think this is a Photoshop.
It looks very convincing.
I think this is a Photoshop. This is a well-done Photoshop. Now, there was a product like this. Let's check out what this guy does. Is he a Photoshop artist of some kind? Or it's first of all, Dana is a woman with a Mac or two. I think it might be in Photoshop. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, because there were products that sort of did this. There was a Lenovo, before it's called Lenovo, there was a IBM ThinkPad product. And if you go to the replies on this particular, can you just close the big picture so we can see the replies large? Yeah, so you will see, this was a product from Samsung that did something similar. And there's a couple of jokes about how Samsung was copying Apple even back then. Scroll a little bit further. There's like a legendary ThinkPad.
This one?
Oh, this might do it. Nope. Of course, we have to get some Transformers in there. This one, IBM Butterfly ThinkPad. Bang!
Cool.
Now, this one definitely is real, hence the video. No Photoshop necessary. I think this probably inspired the PowerPC Photoshop, if it so happens to be. But like, look at the way that mechanism works. How satisfying is that? So this was a very narrow laptop, very portable for the time, and yet you still get a full-size keyboard.
It's like a Tetris
way in which
shape
the blocks fit together.
Yeah.
Now, there was another thing in this thread that I found to be quite entertaining, which was some marketing of laptops during that era, an advertisement, actually. I don't know if you passed it already. It might have been up near the top. But it was funny the way in which certain laptops were being pitched at the time. No, it must be for, man, this tweet kind of blew up since I looked at it. Scroll down further. It can't be too many posts. Because it also had some pretty decent interaction, so it should populate on its own. If you just keep scrolling, we'll get there.
This one?
No. It's literally like an ad from that era of how, and I don't know if it was ThinkPad or it may have been another. Oh, did somebody delete it? The tweet was deleted? No. It must be in one of the other reply threads up near the top. Show more type of thing. Maybe on this one.
This one.
Show more replies. No. What? I loved it. Anyway, there was a company that was marketing a laptop. Maybe you can look it up. There was a company marketing a laptop as a brick. It was called Power Brick, I think. No, is that right? Well, you're going to get actual laptop power bricks. Not Power Brick. Think Brick, maybe. I don't think it's going to show up on YouTube. You're going to have to be in Google Images. No, you're not going to get it. Never mind. This is all for naught. It was a very funny advertisement where they were like, portable brick, powerful brick. And brick, of course, eventually went on to describe clunky or heavy technology. We would say it's a brick.
Oh.
But at the time they were using it as a positive thing, like it's solid. And these things definitely were bricks. And what they were calling portable back then was like 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Nick. Thank you very much. You can head to the next one. It's okay. It's not that good. Now, speaking of AirTags from earlier and the idea of tracking things, how about the old-fashioned way? Here's a Reddit post from a user who had left an expensive camera lens while hiking in where? I mean, I think the location is key here. Accidentally left an expensive camera lens at the trailhead, found it 8 days later when I came back. Well, anyway, the point of this story is good human stuff, that nobody took it, but instead they had put it in a Ziploc bag to protect it and had left it at the kind of entry point of the trail to be for whoever came back to get it. And then it lasted 8 days in that position and no one took it. Are you surprised by this, Will? That no one stole it? An expensive camera lens.
It depends on which trail.
Depends on the location?
Yeah. If it's more secluded, I feel like more people are good Samaritans.
Well, the other thing too...
At least I hope.
Well, the other thing too is that like that's what the comment section turned into. Is people start talking about different areas and how they're like one guy started complaining about LA. Here's the comment. I moved to LA from Canada, and to be honest, a lot of trails I've been to suck. Graffiti all over the rocks, garbage, dog poop, hikers with loudspeakers attached to their backpacks. I can drive 40 minutes away from LA and still find graffiti. Whoever told me LA is good for hiking lied to me. And then other people say, yeah, this would happen in Colorado, no problem. It turns into it depends on personal experience, right? And a lot of it depends on density.
Yes.
And weather and like a lot of factors. But there was no AirTag necessary here. Just human AirTags.
Yeah, that's a feel good.
You like that
especially like for a couple $100 lens. That's
when he
good.
says expensive lens, I think maybe even more than that. I don't know what the lens is. It's a zoom lens, but they can be up almost $1,000.
Yeah.
And there's going to be other photographers there that could just slap it right on their camera and say, screw it.
Or sell it,
but they didn't. So cool. Well done.
Good job.
That happens sometimes, rarely. I'm sure the guy wasn't expecting it when he went back. He's just like, it'd be such a nice, pleasant surprise. All right, this one is on the opposite end of the spectrum. This was posted 7 hours ago inside of Oddly Terrifying. Huge bat attacks camera. Go ahead and click play on this, Will.
Whoa. What the? His ding-a-ling is hanging out.
Okay, so
The cameraman is just like,
first of all, though, he doesn't attack the camera.
okay.
Well, I mean, at least he's not attacking it. I mean, maybe it's a different type of attack. You can play, keep it going, Will. Don't. All right, don't you dare. This is not actually a bat. I know it looks a lot like a bat, but this is that giant thing. It's like a flying fox or something like that.
Okay.
And it's a terrifying creature
It
nonetheless.
looks really big.
Hanging upside down. Yeah, it's oh, there, it does attack the camera. Never mind. I never made it to that
Swiped
point. I feel like it went on replay for me before it could actually show that portion.
Oh, maybe Reddit's kind of broken right now.
It was
at 35
Yeah,
seconds.
that was weird. Anyway, it does smack the camera. That's amazing. I mean, this guy gets a little close to it. I'm surprised how comfortable it is around humans.
Yeah.
Oh, he made a noise. He went, "Brr."
Oh.
He went, "Brr," and then it attacked. But I want you to go back to the beginning.
Where there's balls and...
Because that was a shock to the system, right? It's not what you expect.
Why is he filming that, like, in such a weird angle?
What do you want him to do? Where do you want him to go? I mean,
Don't film. I don't
why?
know.
Why?
I don't know.
Where
It's
are you
just
supposed to
weird.
go?
The bat's exposed.
Well, yeah, the bat's exposed. Bats don't wear clothes, Will. All animals are exposed.
I just want to see the back of it.
It's when he made the noise. He gets swiped at. Wow,
Yeah.
what a crazy animal. But yeah, I think it's called a flying fox. Go to Google Images just so we can be certain that it's not an actual bat. Yeah, that's definitely what it is. It's a flying fox. How wild is this thing?
Whoa, look at this one.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Look at the one where it's actually in the air, the top left. Top left, yeah. Like it looks like a flying fox. It's one of the craziest looking animals in the world. And but I never noticed the exposure of the balls and all that. I never noticed it up until
Yeah.
that
Well, I guess it's
clip.
there.
It's got to be there.
It's got to be there.
It's got to be there. It's got to be there. So.
All right. Okay. Last one.
Last one. You don't even have to sit up under your own power with this motorized gaming bed. Never mind a gaming chair. Go straight to the gaming bed. Get the delivery. Get the DoorDash. Don't have to worry about it. That actually looks fairly comfortable. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. It doesn't look too bad.
You
Right?
could do your Elden Ring right there, couldn't you? It's got... Now, is the whole thing one piece? I guess there's a shelf. And then I'm wondering about the side piece there. Is that a curtain or like a hanger for a sweatshirt? It's quite a large... You need a pretty big room for this thing.
Yes. So it's a L desk with 2 monitors, and the bed is surrounding the desk.
Yeah. Yeah. He lies
Or
down.
the L desk is surrounding the bed.
Right. There you go. You got it. And it has a dual monitor arm type of mount. So he's got 2 screens.
He's got an iPad.
Oh,
or a
yeah. I
tablet.
didn't even notice that part. There's an iPad, and then there's a keyboard, which kind of swings down to the lap position, which
Right.
there's a tray, which allows for a mouse to be located there as well. So there's really like a lot of mounting points and different arms coming from different spots. It looks like it's all powered. I see everything plugged in.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just going to hit a button for the motorized bed to change. I don't mind the actual gaming position. It's the sleeping part that would bother me. It's quite intimidating for really, truly relaxing. Because you got all this stuff hanging all over you.
All the wires and
Yeah,
the
man. And
radiation.
the hum, the
Yeah.
like, of all, like everything is on.
Everything's hot.
All these
The
gadgets.
fans.
Although, I guess you could set it up, you could rig it up to whatever extent you want, because here you're seeing it without, and that's cool on its own. You could just have a TV in front of it, and then it's just a comfortable, like adjustable motorized futon at that point. So
Yes.
I kind of think in that format, it's okay. You don't have to rig it to the crazy extent that they did there. You could have well, he's got even more monitors up above that you couldn't even see in the initial portion.
Yeah. No, you gotta have this.
It's
rig.
called the Bow Hut Electric Gaming Bed, a lightweight version of the Tempur-Pedic adjustable beds advertised for seniors, except the EGB is marketed toward gamers at the peak of their gaming careers who need to transition from playing to sleeping and back again with as minimal effort and interruption as possible. I don't know if it's a good idea. I think you probably want to get up. You probably want to move around a little bit. I know a lot of those competitive gamers try to do like exercise in between to make it bearable. I think you want to move around.
You gotta.
Every so often.
Maybe a standing desk.
Yeah, or just like do your gaming and then like balance it out with a hike where you can find and return somebody's camera lens, or you could encounter a flying fox they're apparently not all that modest.
Yeah. The wiener.
Thank you to everybody who joined here today. That's another episode in the books. We truly do appreciate all the support, all the super chats, keeping us going, keeping us running. I like we had a nice variety of topics today. We're going to have an even better variety tomorrow, and we're going to be earlier because Will's not getting a fridge tomorrow. He handled that today. And it's not a thing you have to do that often. I think it'll be, I don't know, it might be years. It might be many years before you have to sit around waiting for a fridge again. Mm-hmm. So congrats to you. Let's all collectively celebrate Will's new fridge.
Thank you.
Later, guys.